Hi friends, I'm covering Apex Legends lore today, and more specifically, we're going to look at Apex Legends lore we could see in Season 15. Even when the game feels boring, I still think the lore is interesting and fun, and I think the lore is potentially more important this season because it could influence the game with possible tie-ins for the Wraith Prestige skin and potential new additions to the game for the end of this season or for next season. So let's get into it, and also let me know what lore you would like to see in the comments down below. So let's talk about the obvious piece of lore I think we could see in Season 15, and this is regarding the comic. You see, it looks like it's going to be all about the lore of Boreas, Seer and Catalyst. And you can see that from the description of the Season 15 comic series. Now it's only a 4-part comic, which is the shortest comic we've ever had in Apex Legends, and for some reason it only unlocks halfway through the season, so we can't start reading it now. But we could have a guess of what it's going to be about, because we know that the Syndicate have stepped in to help stabilize the disintegrating moon of Boreas, called Clio, while also turning it into a map for the Apex games. We also know the people of Boreas aren't very happy at the moment, and there's lots of tension on the planet. We even know that some people blame Seer for all of the troubles. Catalyst, on the other hand, is more of a spiritual person that wants to save the moon and her planet Boreas, and she doesn't really agree with the method Seer is taking. So while they both have the same end goal of trying to save their planet, they have different ways of going about it, and at the moment they don't see eye to eye, but I think the lore through this season could see that evolve, and I do wonder if eventually they'll get on the same page and start teaming up. Check out my video for the full lore behind Boreas and the Broken Moon map to understand more about this, but I do think it could be a strong theme of the lore through Season 15. The next piece of lore I think we could see is perhaps the most exciting. Who attacked Jamie and who are A and Z from the end of Season 14's comic quest? Go watch my comic recap from Season 14 if you haven't read the comic yet, because it's one of my favourite comics that we've ever had. And I would say out of the Season 14 lore, finding out who A and Z are from that comic was probably what the community wants to know most about in the lore. And there are so many theories spinning around, anyone from Vantage to Blisk, for who these two mysterious characters could be. Now, knowing Apex Legends, they probably will put it off for a couple of seasons before revealing who they are. However, I do think this season we could get more teasers as to who they could be. Oh yeah, and all of that story ties in with the deal Valkyrie made with Revenant to help him get his source code back. You see, at the end of the Season 14 comic, these mysterious people now have the source code for Revenant. Why they have it and what they plan to do with it, well, that's the fun part that we'll hopefully see more of this season, and that could very well tie in with the deal Valkyrie made to help Revenant get his source code. The next piece of lore I think we could see is more about Wraith. They've slowly been throwing in little snippets of teasers about Wraith's past, and other legends like Mirage have slowly helped her to piece little bits together. There are also strong rumours that Wraith is getting her prestige skin this season, and I think that could really tie in with some lore around Wraith and her past. It could even have its own little lore blurb like some of the lore skins in the game do have. Of course, we know she was a scientist and also the subject of her own experiment. We also know there are other people that are experimented on, so I wonder if we'll get to see Wraith find these other people involved in the experiments and potentially learn more about her past. Moving on, we do also know that Vantage's mother is still in prison for a supposed crime she didn't commit. Vantage joined the games to tell her mother's story, and she spent much of Season 14's comic trying to get the other legends on her side to help spread her mother's story of false imprisonment, in the hope that that would get her mother out of jail. I don't think this storyline will be concluded in Season 15, but I do think we could see this story develop more, perhaps see some more news reports of Vantage trying to spread her mother's story. And we might even learn how her mother ended up in this situation, and on the Gaia detention ship that ended up crashing. The final piece of lore I think we could see this season is around Crypto's sister Mila. Some even think A, that I mentioned previously in this video, could be Mila, because don't forget, her name is Mila Alexander. Apex Legends have actually slowly been teasing Crypto's sister ever since we first saw her in the Forever Family Stories from the Outlands, which introduced Crypto, and I think there's a really good chance that she will eventually enter the games as a legend. And those are the main bits of lore I think we could be seeing in Apex Legends Season 15. I know there are definitely lots more open stories in Apex Legends, but it's clear this season isn't going to have as much content as we might hope for, and unfortunately I think that will also apply to the lore. You can even tell tell that from the fact we've only got a 4-part comic series. However, I do hope we still get some interesting bits of the lore in season 15, and I hope you found this video interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.